What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Wisdom Girl and Wise Woman show. It's your girl, Wisdom Girl, aka Karma Miller, and this is.
Hey, everybody, I'm Wise Woman, also known as Leslie Christie.
And today we are talking about read your books
Yeah,
because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
come on, Wisdom Girl. Yes.
Well, the United Negro College Fund, affectionately known as UNCF, has an iconic motto that
Mhm.
says a mind is a terrible thing to waste. We totally agree, completely
Oh,
agree.
yeah.
God has given us this incredible mind so that we can think, grow, learn, imagine, travel, respond, and gain wisdom.
Yeah.
Wisdom comes from God, and He has given us different avenues, like the Bible and other great books, to gain wisdom so that we can contribute to building a better world and build a wise and prosperous life.
Amen to that. I love it. So, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 15 from the easy to read version says, wise people like you and me, wise people want to learn more. So they listen closely to gain knowledge. How simple is that? I love it. So our
Man,
goal here, yeah, our goal here at Wisdom Girl Wise Woman is to inspire, to impact, and to encourage people to wise up, live, and prosper. Y'all know that's our motto: wise up, live, and prosper. So we want you to pay close attention. All right, people, pay close attention as we talk about reading books. Yes, that's what we're talking about today. Reading books, because a mind really is a terrible thing to waste. So, what is it about reading that's so important? Come on, Wisdom Girl, let's get into it.
first off, I'm going to answer that question everything.
Okay,
Okay.
everything.
Well, reading improves your brain function, it exercises your brain, it causes you to think and process thoughts, it increases blood flow so that
Mhm.
your entire body can be healthy from head to toe.
Yeah. Hey, that was a rhyme. It increases blood flow so that your entire body can be healthy from head to toe. Who knew that we were rhyming in here? But that's so true. That's so true. It really does. And people don't think or even understand or consider that it does increase your blood flow, because as you're reading, you're activating your brain. You're doing something. You're causing some activation. What's so funny?
Everything.
You didn't like my Jay-Z moment or my,
No.
moment? Okay. All right.
Okay, yeah.
All right. But yeah, but it does absolutely improve your brain function. And Lord knows we need to be, sharpening up our brains and stuff, because there's so much going out here. A pill for that, medicine for this, vitamin for that. And we need to help ourselves by, and reading can do that. Reading
We
actually.
need books. We need book prescriptions.
Book prescriptions. Come on, I love it. We really do. We really do. All right. So also, reading reduces stress. Now I love that. I love that point. Reading reduces stress. Because if you're upset about something, I don't know who's ever done this, but if you're upset about something, right? If you just want to kind of take take your mind off things, you can pick up a book and begin reading, and before you know it, you have forgotten the thing that you were stressed out about. And can I say this? Let me give some advice to people who seem to be stressed all the time in this COVID or post-COVID, pandemic world that we live in. Try reading books every now and then. Pick up something that can feed your mind, that can improve your brain function, as we talked about. See if that doesn't help you and take you away from the thing that's completely stressing you out, because it can do that for you.
Okay. When I take a nap, but how I have to take a nap is crazy. So I cry, but don't think it's anything bad, right? What I
Okay.
do is I think of a book with a very sad, with a very happy ending that makes you cry, or a very sad ending like Titanic,
Oh, you about to
or the
cry?
no,
Oh.
like Titanic or Miracles from Heaven,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
or
That's
I think about that
yeah.
and then I cry and then I'd be like, and then I fall asleep. But it's just
Uh,
I sleep weirdly, but you know what? I like
yeah.
how I sleep. Or I think
Mhm.
of a good book and then I just start reading it in my head and then I just fall asleep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another reason. If you want to fall asleep, get yourself a book and start reading, and it'll help you fall asleep. That's the truth. Or if you trying to pass time away, I know when first of all, I don't one of my pet peeves, I probably said it like 10 times on our platform, but one of my pet peeves is, do you remember, Susan girl, what it is?
You have a lot.
Okay.
Okay, your first pet peeve is everything not being
That's
organized.
true.
The second pet peeve is
Well, it is, I don't like wasting time. I don't like wasting time. So like if I have to wait on something, or if I have to take some time, because there's some downtime, I just take out a book and start reading, or I take out a notebook and start writing, because we're not necessarily talking about writing, but it kind of goes hand in hand. And that way, the time kind of goes by and I'm good.
or I call you.
Well, that's true too. And that that definitely helps.
It's either I'm with you or I call you. So if I'm with you and
Mhm.
if you don't want to write or don't want to read a book, we go to the park
Yeah,
and go
yeah,
to the grocery store and buy things that whatever I want to eat because you
yeah.
you you don't eat everything, but
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But reading really does reduces your stress level. And so you should try it. You really should try it. It will help you kind of calm yourself down, get your mind in order, you get your thoughts in order and put you in a better place. All right. So what other thing can we share about reading the books and why it's so important?
okay, there's something funny about this next point.
Okay.
Okay, books are the key to life and imagination. Books in the key of life. If you remember that, let me know.
I remember that. Wait, type it in the chat if you know what she's talking about. Say it again.
Books in the key of life.
Yeah, if you
You
know, like,
remember that?
yeah, where we kind of spinning that off
I'll
from.
give you one song from the album, Sir Duke. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, sorry.
Okay. So there are so many true stories that can help you make wise choices in life. I like that part, the first sentence.
Yeah.
I really like the first part of that sentence. And
Mhm,
there are so many imaginative stories that can help you be creative in life. I couldn't have agreed more.
mhm. That's the
It's
truth.
really like there's so many imaginative stories and may not or
Mhm.
if you don't want to read a book, write a story. I did this thing called creative writing and when I was in school, and since I'm
Mhm.
about to start school, I'm in 6th grade, but in
Yeah.
5th grade last year, we did this thing called creative writing, and basically there'll be like an image that will pop up and we have to write a story about it.
Oh, nice. I took a class in high school called creative writing, and it really opened my mind to writing and different styles of writing and how you can express yourself, and like you were just saying, how you can use imagination in writing. So to your point, reading books leads you to being a better writer. Oh, that's another thing we didn't say. We didn't consider. Reading books leads you to being a better writer because you begin to gain knowledge, you begin to see sentence structure, you begin to, gain all of these abilities, to create and to imagine and to go to different places that you never gone to, that you want to go to. Sometimes if you never been to, let's say, Washington State, the state of Washington, get a book about the state of Washington, its culture, or maybe read a story where it's based in the state of Washington. There's a TV series. It doesn't come on anymore. Something Cove. I don't remember the name of it. Something Cove. Oh my gosh, I wish I could remember. But anyway, it was based on book series, and it was based in the state of Washington. So if you want to know about that, then you can go to a book series or something like that and really learn about that culture, about that state, about that place. Like you love Paris, we going to Paris in a couple of years. If you want to know about Paris, you can get a book about it, watch movies about it based on books, and gain knowledge about the place where you want to travel to. So, yeah, books are the key to life and imagination. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Totally do.
Or
Uh-huh.
there's a show that's based in Washington State
Hmm.
that's on Netflix.
Oh,
A
okay.
series of unfortunate events,
Oh
and
my
it
gosh.
takes place in the 1950s. I'm obsessed with that.
Yes, you are. That is your series. Isn't that show based on books? Or books
Mm-hmm.
came out of that
Lemony
show?
Snicket. Lemony Snicket.
Okay. Yeah, I thought so. I thought
Lemony
so. And that's
Snicket.
another thing. A lot of these shows are based on books, you know?
Yeah,
Or
it's a
or
whole series, a series of unfortunate events. It was the bad beginning, the wild window, the
mhm,
reptile room,
mhm.
um, the miserable mill. It
Mm,
was,
a lot.
there was a lot of them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. So, hey, you never know. What you think is original on TV came out of a book. Come on, somebody.
Yeah, they made a movie out of it too. They made a movie,
Oh,
and then
really?
it was a show. Hmm.
Okay. All right. I never, you keep telling me about it. I've never seen it yet, but
Yeah,
I will eventually. All right. So, reading also improves your vocabulary. You better hear this, and it can open the doors for you to other places. So, if you want to make an impression on people, or you want to have people look at you from a different perspective, reading can improve your vocabulary. It really, really bumps you up. And this is something that we don't always recognize or talk about or even, want to admit, but it does, because if you go, let's say, like, to a school interview or a job interview, and you use like everyday, I'm gonna call it street language. You could call it ebonics, you could call it slang, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna call it quote unquote street language. And you go to that place and you're using that street language. Come on. And that's the only thing, something is wrong.
or we could
Uh-huh.
call it the language of 2022.
The language of 2022. Okay, yeah, because Lord knows we don't just type in codes and emojis. We talk that way now. Some people talk that
I
way now.
remember when I was at your house and I was texting you. I was like, "Come on." I was like, "Well," I was texting you. I was like, And when you like want to talk and you don't want to go upstairs and talk to that person, and you just want to go like, and I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna continue playing TTYL, right?" And then I was supposed to get a snack, and then you were like, "What's TTYL?" I'm like,
Didn't know. I know it now, but I didn't know it then. So the point being, when you go to other places, you're in other circles, you need to know how to speak properly. You need to know how to put sentence structure together, how to, use words that can kind of bump you up. so that you are looked at in a different way, you know, in
But
a
don't
more,
get too addicted. Don't get too
yeah.
addicted. Because there was a time where when you were teaching me, and then as soon as I finished and I started going to daycare and learning these things,
Mm-hmm.
there was a time where I would like come home from school when pop would pick me up, and I would just be talking.
Mm-hmm.
And when people would be talking, I would say, "Actually, that was grammatically incorrect. You should have said da da da."
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Sometimes you go
Don't get too addicted.
overdo it. That is true. That I remember. Yeah, that's true. But at least you have the knowledge of it and you can use it appropriately, you know, when it's the best time to use it. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I see what you're saying. All right. So what we have for them next?
reading aloud to children has a lasting impact.
Sure does.
I really like that one. That
Yeah.
one's cool. I used to read. I used to get read aloud, but when you're in fifth, fourth, third grade,
Hmm. Yeah.
you don't get those anymore.
Yeah.
Children remember the stories, even if they don't know how to read. They remember the outcomes, the successes, the warnings. Expand their minds from a very young age.
Yeah. That's the truth. That is the
Very true.
truth. And I remember I was sharing with you a little earlier how I used to read to your mom when she was in my womb. I would read to her, you know, and I would talk to her, I would read to her. And then when she was born from a little baby, like your little baby brother, I would read her books. And I really believe that she's where she is now. And she had that passion to learn because I implanted it in her from conception pretty much, you know. And so we have to understand, as adults we have to understand that reading to children really does not only, you know, does it give them a thirst for learning, but it creates something inside them. It begins to expand their brain and teaches them how to use their brain, you know, and all of those things from a very early age. You love reading, you read all the time, you
Not
know,
all
so
the time. Well,
well, I
actually,
mean,
you read all the time when
like
I'm asleep. No.
every day.
Like when
I'm
I
mhm,
read,
go
I
ahead.
read myself. I read myself to sleep, so I technically do read all the time. But like,
Yeah, yeah.
I only read like one book.
One
I
oh,
only
you
read
mean
one.
like over and over again? That's what you mean? Wait, let me guess. Is it Us Against the World?
Yep.
Y'all, listen, this girl, I don't know how it happened, but she loves David and Tamala Mann's book. We got to give them a shout out some kind of way. You know, we're going to put this up on Instagram and tag them so they'll know. She loves their book, Us Against the World. I mean, she comes, this is what I'm talking about, how you gain wisdom and you gain knowledge and imagination from reading, because she has given lessons and gave people like different types of wisdom based upon what she read and learned from that book. And it's incredible, you know, what reading will do. So yeah, she's read that book. How many times would you say?
And counting. I've read it 1,604 times.
What?
No,
1,604
I'm kidding.
times.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. About 500, maybe. About
500 times.
Yeah, I
Are
read.
you serious? Okay,
Yeah,
wait. Let me ask this question because maybe that's kind of like a guesstimation.
yeah.
How long does it take you to read that book from front cover to the end of the book?
A week.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's fascinating. And that book wasn't written for children. That book was
And
really written for adults.
yeah,
And
so
that you, yeah.
when we were at home one day, my mommy was telling me that I could take whatever I wanted from the suitcase of things that she didn't want,
Mhm.
and then I had this cheetah purse that I got,
Okay.
and then it was the book. So I was like, I'm gonna read this, and she was like, well, She's like, well, daddy bought it and he's not gonna read it, so I guess you could read it. And I was like, okay, let's go. And then I started reading it and I was like, this is so fascinating. I never thought of it that way.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, we're building our minds, our thought processes, how we think about situations, from books. And it's really, really incredible. It really is. And you know what else? I just want to put this plug in, then you can go ahead and give the book suggestions. But a lot of times we think that we can learn, which we can learn from YouTube and other places like that. But do you know the same things that you learn on YouTube is in the book? So let's say you need to learn how to rewire your house, right? And you find YouTube videos. You can learn how to rewire your house with a book. I mean, your great grandfather, that's how he learned how to do construction and how he learned about electricity and all of that and building things from books. Yes, he
True.
did, honey.
And I stole, well, Nevaeh actually took the book, but
Mhm.
there's this book that we were reading when we were playing, and I was supposed to read it, and it was called Easy Does It, and it was talking about like different hacks,
Oh,
home hacks that you could do.
oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So hey, now listen, we're talking about books that feed your mind. We just want to be clear that gives you wisdom and understanding. We are not talking about books that will turn you in the wrong direction. Okay, so there are those books out there. We just want to make a disclaimer. We don't want you reading crazy stuff. No, but we're talking about books that actually feed your mind for the positive, where you're using what God has given you, that wonderful, incredible mind, for the right reason. Amen,
True.
somebody.
And
Uh-huh.
also read books that you're interested in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Books that match with you. Like my mom is into education. She has a lot of books about school law
Yeah.
and education and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So
Yeah, exactly. Yep. All right, wisdom girl. What you got for us next?
I'm gonna take off my background so you guys can see the book clearly.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh, pretty
Okay.
background. Okay. I love that.
So first, these two books that I'm gonna be recommending is for kids younger and through, I'll probably say from 1
Hmm.
to, or maybe even newborn. You could read this to your newborn too.
Okay.
From newborn all the way up to first grade. You could
Okay.
even read it, and you could even read it in second grade if you want to. If you just want a book to read, looking for some satisfaction.
Hmm.
But this book is my number 5 favorite, and it's called "Are You My Mother" by Dr. Seuss, and it is also in Spanish. I'm gonna show you a page.
Nice. Love Dr. Seuss. Okay. Yep. There it is. Okay.
And
Awesome.
the other book is also by Dr. Seuss,
Okay.
and it is called One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. And this book is basically about colors and numbers, and I can show you
Nice.
a
Nice.
page.
Beautiful. Love that man, Dr. Seuss.
I grew up with him. I
Yeah, me
miss you,
too.
man.
Me too.
And also, I
Hmm.
have I have 2 more books for fourth graders if you want to, because I was reading this book in fourth. No, I wasn't really. So I was probably say fifth grade. I literally just started reading this book. But
Okay.
from fourth grade,
Hmm.
well, fourth or fifth grade up to
Okay.
an adult,
Uh-huh.
by any means necessary, by Walter D. Myers.
All right.
It's a
Very
biography about Malcolm X,
mm-hmm.
and it's basically about his life, his childhood, the assumptions made about his life, and his death. And
Wow.
also, I can show you a page that really got me.
Okay.
It's chronology
Okay. Excuse me.
of his life
Sorry
here.
about that.
And another book that took me about a month, maybe a month and a half to read.
Mm-hmm.
This is a classic, man. Moby
Sorry.
Dick by Herman Melville.
Wow. Yeah.
And I can
That's
show
a big
you a
one. That's a
page. So,
classic right there.
and in the back, right? If you don't want to read the whole book, right? If you prefer to read the whole book, you prefer to read the whole book. But for the people who don't really want to read the whole book, it basically in the back, if there's a specific topic you want to read, you can actually, it shows you what it's going to be talking about and what page it is on.
Nice. All right, so we got about a minute left. So I know you love the book Becoming, like you were talking about that book too, Michelle Obama's book. And for me, I usually just read, not just read, but lately, I should say, I've been reading a lot of books regarding how to build businesses from a biblical perspective. So this is the book that I'm reading right now. I'm trying to get it in there. Okay, there we go. By Dave Anderson, How to Run Your Business by the Book, meaning by the Bible. And so we have a long list of books. Maybe we could like post it on our website so people can see these books. That's a good idea. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, we'll post it on the website. And go ahead, Wisdom Girl. I'm sorry.
I was also going to say, Us Against the World is a good book too.
Yeah, we're going to post that on the website also. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, everybody. So we thank you so much for tuning in today. We are just excited about your excitement, your determination to read more books, to expand your mind, to grow. We want you to be come back here. Yes, next week, same time, same channel, same place, as we continue to have honest conversations about real experiences to inspire, impact, and encourage you to wise up
Live
and
and
prosper.
prosper.
Don't forget, like, share, tag, subscribe, all of that. Go to our website, which is Tell 'em Wisdom Girl. What's the website?
www.wisdomwoman.com, and don't
Yes,
forget to hit that little bell on
yes,
YouTube so you
yes,
don't
yes.
miss any one of our videos.
Amen to that. Well, we love you. We'll see you next week. And we are out. Bye bye, everybody.